So it's obviously very desirable to have one of these racks in black. And in this video, I'm going to explore how much work it is to take this rack apart, have it powder coated, and then reassemble it. I'm going to start by making the rack more manageable and splitting it into two.
So I took the one off the other side and you can see that it's got like a clip there and there's a little rivet that's running through that and opening it, and you've got to tap that out first. So you can see it just there, so I'll just take my...
You have to recover those little pins when they fall out of the frame later on and not lose them on your garage floor. We can now split the main rack into two parts.
Okay.
Now we're going to tackle the rivets. The rivets are stainless steel, so they're a bit more tricky to get out than aluminium ones. You need a 4.5mm drill, and you're going to get through a few drill bits. To drill stainless steel, you need to use a low drill speed and high pressure. The fixings on these brackets are again stainless steel. You need a 5.5mm drill bit because they're a bit thicker. Start by drilling a 3mm pilot hole and grease your drill bit so that it keeps the temperature down. This is how I held the rack securely so that I could knock the rivets out with a punch. Now, I read online that these sometimes are rusted in, so I'm going to hit them with the impact wrench to reduce the chance of the rivet nut spinning. As you'd expect, at least one of the screws didn't come out easily and needed the angle grinder to persuade it. So these guys have actually got a little hole on that if you've got one of these hooks, you can hook it round and then pull it out, which is probably easier than using the pliers. Now we're going to remove the plastic parts from the bike tyre rails. The small flange is on the inside. Finally, we have to disassemble the 4 bike clamping arms. I improvised some long drifts with a few bits of bar that I had in my workshop. A bit of heat is essential to get these moving. Finally, everything is disassembled and ready to send out for powder coating. The finish I chose was black with a fine structure. Unlike gloss or satin, this should be resistant to light scratches. I don't have the tools to renovate the nuts and bolts, so instead I just clean them out with a thread tapping tool. Volkswagen used a solid rivet here. I'm using a 45mm M6 stainless steel bolt and nylock nut. I'm replacing all the nylock nuts on the project. I'm using stainless steel rivets again, like Volkswagen, for their strength. These rivets are 4.8mm in diameter and 8mm long. 5mm rivets won't fit these holes. They go with a bang. You need a 12mm version of the same rivet for the plastic parts. You need a lot of strength in your hands to use the stainless steel rivets with a hand tool. In the end, I used this G-clamp to do the work because it really wasn't easy. And then reinstall these little guys. In hindsight, I should have just done these bolts loosely. You'll see why later. Using my bicycle torque wrench, I torque the nuts up to 6 newtons. So just carefully line that up. So that you can loosen the bolts behind these plastic covers, you shouldn't put these on until you finish the rest of the rack. I clean all of the plastic parts with a glass cleaner before I fit them. If the plastic looks dry and grey from being left outside for too long, you can use a plastic renovator from Meguiar's to make it look nice again. I replace these screws with new ones with a T30 head. So these guys are marked left and right. So this one's the right, so it goes in this arm here. So the big one goes in first. Push that through. Okay. This would have been a lot easier if I hadn't locked down the bolts holding the two halves of the main frame earlier in the process. Eventually I managed to create enough clearance to get it together. The rack is finally finished and looking great. There's a little bit of damage which I haven't repaired. To avoid it getting worse, you can use the small clamp like this to keep the rack closed. That avoids any contact that causes this sort of damage. I also don't want to damage the paint on the tailgate, so I'm going to install a foil to keep it protected. The black foil, unlike the clear foil, has a slight texture. Hopefully the texture on the foil will stop the foot of the rack sliding and moving. Sunlight will make these foils hard and difficult to remove. You should change them every couple of years. I also used a protective foil on the upper mounting points. So that's it all done. I think it's looking really good. I'm super happy. What it cost, so the used rack was about €400. I spent between 200 and 300 on the powder coating. It was 30 for all of the new stainless steel fixations and about 10 in drill bits. So yeah, if you want to have a go, do it.